not to be confused with Romans named Catullus. See Catullus. Gaius Valerius Catullus was a Latin poet of the late Roman Republic who wrote in the Neoteric style of poetry. His surviving works are still read widely, and continue to influence poetry and other forms of art. Catullus's poems were widely appreciated by other poets. He greatly influenced poets such as Ovid, Horace, and Virgil. After his rediscovery in the late Middle Ages, Catullus again found admirers. His explicit writing style has shocked many readers. Indeed, Catullus's work was never canonical in schools, although his body of work is still frequently read from secondary school to graduate programs across the world. Life. Gaius Valerius Catullus was born to a leading equestrian family of Verona, in Cisalpine Gaul. The social prominence of the Catullus family allowed the father of Gaius Valerius to entertain Julius Caesar when he was the pro-magistrate of both Gallic provinces. In a poem, Catullus describes his happy homecoming to the family villa at Sirmio, on Lake Garda, near Verona. He also owned a villa near the resort of Tibur. Catullus appears to have spent most of his young adult years in Rome. His friends there included the poets Licinius Calvus, and Helvius Cinna, Quintus Hortensius and the biographer Cornelius Nepos, to whom Catullus dedicated a libellus of poems, the relation of which to the extant collection remains a matter of debate. He appears to have been acquainted with the poet Marcus Furius Baebiculus. A number of prominent contemporaries appear in his poetry, including Cicero, Caesar and Pompey. According to an anecdote preserved by Suetonius, Caesar did not deny that Catullus's lampoons left an indelible stain on his reputation. But when Catullus apologized, he invited the poet for dinner the very same day. It was probably in Rome that Catullus fell deeply in love with the Lesbia of his poems, who was usually identified with Clodia Metelli, a sophisticated woman from the aristocratic house of patrician family Claudii Pulchra, sister of the infamous Publius Claudius Pulcher, and wife to proconsul Quintus Caius Aelius Metellus Sella. In his poems, Catullus describes several stages of their relationship: initial euphoria, doubts, separation, and his wrenching feelings of loss. Clodia had several other partners. From the poems one can adduce no less than 5 lovers in addition to Catullus: Egnatius, Gellius, Quintius, Rufus, and Lesbius. There is also some question surrounding her husband's mysterious death in 59 BC, some critics believing he was domestically poisoned. Yet, a sensitive and passionate Catullus could not relinquish his flame for Clodia, regardless of her obvious indifference to his desire for a deep and permanent relationship. In his poems, Catullus wavers between devout, sweltering love and bitter, scornful insults that he directs at her blatant infidelity. His passion for her is unrelenting, yet it is unclear when exactly the couple split up for good. Catullus's poems about the relationship display striking depth and psychological insight. He spent the provincial command year summer 57 to summer 56 BC in Bithynia on the staff of the commander Gaius Memmius. While in the east, he traveled to the Troad to perform rites at his brother's tomb, an event recorded in a moving poem. There survives no ancient biography of Catullus. His life has to be pieced together from scattered references to him in other ancient authors and from his poems. Thus, it is uncertain when he was born and when he died. St. Jerome says that he died in his 30th year, and was born in 87 BC, but the poems include references to events of 55 and 54 BC. Since the Roman consular faster make it somewhat easy to confuse 8757 BC with 8454 BC, many scholars accept the dates 84 BC to 54 BC, supposing that his latest poems and the publication of his libellus coincided with the year of his death. Other authors suggest 52 or 51 BC as the year of the poet's death, though upon his elder brother's death Catullus lamented that their whole house was buried along with the deceased. The existence of Valerii Catulla is attested in the following centuries. T.P. Wiseman argues that after the brother's death Catullus could have married, and that, in this case, the later Valerii Catulla may have been his descendants.